Vadis, chapter 38. Vinicius Toligia, hast thou ever been in Antium, my dear one, with Aulus and Pomponia? If not, I shall be happy when I show you this place to thee. All the way from Laurentum there is a line of villas along the seashore, and Antium itself is an endless succession of palaces and porticos, whose columns in fair weather see themselves in the water. I, too, have a residence here right over the sea, with an olive garden and a forest of cypresses behind the villa, and when I think that the palace will some time be thine, its marble seems withered to me, its groves more shady, and the sea bluer. O Ligia, how good it is to live and love! Old Menicles, who manages the villa, planted irises on the ground under myrtles, and at the sign of them the house of Aulus, that implodium, and the garden in which I sat near thee came to mind. The rises will remind thee too of thy childhood's home. Therefore I am certain that thou wilt love Antium and this villa. Immediately after our arrival I talked long with Paul at dinner. We spoke of tea, and afterward he taught. I listened long, and I say only this, that even could I write like Petronius, I should not have power to explain everything which passed through my soul and my mind. I had not supposed that here could be such happiness in this world, such beauties and peace, and which hitherto people had not knowledge. But I retained all this for conversation with thee, for at the first free moment I shall be in Rome. How could the earth find place at once for the Apostle Peter, Paul of Tarsus, and Caesar? Tell me this. I ask because I passed the evening after Paul's teachings with Nero, and those thou know that I heard thee. Well, to begin with, he read his poem on destruction of Troy, and complained that never had he seen a burning city. He envied Priam and called him happy just for this, that he saw the conflagration and ruin of his birthplace. Whereupon Tigellinus said, Speak a word of divinity, and I will take a torch, and before the night passes thou shalt see blazing Antium. But Caesar called him a fool. Where, asked he, should I go to breathe the sea air and preserve the voice which the gods have gifted me, and which men say should preserve for the benefit of mankind? It is not Rome that injures me. It is not the exhalations of the Subura and the Esquiline which add to my hoarseness. Will not the palaces of Rome present a spectacle of 100-fold more tragic and magnificent than Antium? Here all began to talk and to say that an unheard tragedy, the picture of a city like that, will be a city which had conquered the world, turned now into a heap of grey ashes. Caesar declared that then this poem will surpass the songs of Homer, and he began to describe how he will rebuild the city, and how coming ages will admire his achievements, in praises of which all other human works will be pity. Do that, exclaimed the drunken company. I must have more faithful and more devout friends, answered he. I confess that I was alarmed at once when I heard this, for thou art in Rome, Carissima. I laugh now at that alarm, and I think that Caesar and his friends, though mad, will not dare permit such insanity. Still, see how a man fears for his love. I should prefer that the house of Linus were not in that narrow Trans-Tiber alley, and in a part occupied by common people, who are less considered in such a case. For me, the very palaces of the Palatine will not be residence fit for thee. Hence I should wish also that nothing were lacking thee of those ornaments and comforts to which thou art accustomed from childhood. Go to the house of Aulus, my Ligia. I have thought much here over this matter. If Caesar were in Rome, news of thy return might reach the Palatine through slaves. Turn attention to thee and bring persecution, because thou didst dare to act against the will of Caesar. But he will remain long in Antium, and before he returns, slaves will have ceased to speak of thee. Linus and Ursus can be with thee. Besides, I live in hope that before Palatine sees Caesar, thou, my goddess, shall be dwelling in my own house on the Carinae. Blessed, blessed be the day, hour, and moment in which thou shalt cross my threshold, and if Christ, whom I learn to accept, effects this, may his name be blessed also. I shall serve him, and I give life and blood for him. I speak incorrectly. We shall serve him, both of us, as long as the threads of life hold. I love thee and salute thee with my whole soul.